Hi everyone, I'm Megan and this is Beguiled by Books, a community of book lovers and word nerds. Today I'm sharing some of my favorite books with you, but these happen to be cookbooks. Let's get started. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of our cookbook discussion, a quick reminder that you can use the link in the description or the pinned comment below to sign up for my upcoming course, The Growth Library, a book-based blueprint to wisdom and well-being. In this course, I'm going to distill 12 nonfiction books into actionable insights so you can shortcut your way to success. I look forward to seeing you over there. Now, let's talk about some of my favorite cookbooks. You may or may not know, but I love to cook and I love to bake. It is one of my all-time favorite hobbies, and it's something that I do as often as I possibly can, probably right up there with as much as I read. I love baking, I love cooking, I love experimenting in the kitchen. It's really fun. So there are a ton of cookbooks out there, but as you probably imagine, there are a lot of cookbooks that maybe only have a handful of recipes worth actually making and learning and teaching. So these are my favorite cookbooks because all of the recipes are really good. You learn techniques from them to apply across other dishes, which is really important so that you don't have to keep buying more cookbooks over and over again, unless you just want to, because let's face it, cookbooks are fun and they're gorgeous. Let's love on the cookbooks a little bit and watch all the way to the end where I will share my all-time favorite one-stop shop book that you must have if you like to cook or bake. I think in any kitchen, everyone needs two Gordon Ramsay cookbooks. Gordon Ramsay Makes It Easy and Gordon Ramsay's Fast Food. My lovely husband got these for me before we were even married, and they have been so helpful in helping me understand flavors and how to cook different cuts of meat. Just really breaking down the recipes in easy, manageable ways. They are not his Michelin star recipes. It's things like honey garlic chicken drumsticks. Love it. So good. Really easy dips and things you can entertain with. Wonderful core foods that are great across a lot of different uses. So they are incredibly helpful to help understand things like the way lemon juice, lime juice play into a fish dish, or the way, salt is so important for flavoring meat, especially different cuts of meat and with different fat levels. Gordon Ramsay's books are really foundational and probably more underrated, so I definitely recommend these two. If you want to level up your cookbook game, I have to recommend any book by the chef Michel Roux. I first saw Michel Roux on the UK version of MasterChef, I think, and his teaching, the way he teaches, his pedigree is incredible. Anthony Bourdain says the restaurants are the last great meritocracy, and I am inclined to believe him because you can come from any background and become a Michelin star chef. And Michel Roux is, again, look into his background. He's incredible. What he's done is incredible. But the recipes in his cookbooks are very foundational. Things like hollandaise sauce and béarnaise sauces, things like sweet potato pie, things like the best chocolate brownies I have ever made in my entire life are in these books. Ice cream from scratch, really important things that you should know how to make. And again, a lot of unintentional teaching. You start learning how, whole bean vanilla works versus vanilla extract if you haven't encountered that before. You learn all about, creams and fats and emulsions and all kinds of wonderful things through Michel Roux's cookbooks. And I have them bookmarked and stickied and dog-eared. They are well used and well loved, and they are continuously some of my go-to books for specific recipes. So highly recommend any of the Michel Roux cookbooks. They are so fun. In the baking space, I have to recommend any cookbook by King Arthur Baking Company. King Arthur Flour, King Arthur Baking has long been my preferred company for flours and ingredients. I love what they do. They're a good company in general, and their ingredients are really, really high quality. I'm a huge fan of them. Their cookbooks are also very dense and very, very well done. I haven't gotten the latest one, the Big Book of Bread, but that's on my wish list. But the cookie book and just their other cookbook is filled with so many recipes, everything you could possibly think of. And what I like about it is it's got tons of variations. So you don't have to make the recipe exactly as is. You can modify, you can do things like gluten-free. You can pick and choose how you want to work with the ingredients that you've got or with the flavors that you're interested in. And King Arthur does a phenomenal job of helping really teach while giving you recipes to work with. So highly recommend these books. In the bread space, I also recommend the America's Test Kitchen Big Book of Bread or Illustrated Big Book of Bread. This was so fun. A former coworker of mine worked through like a recipe a day or every week during the pandemic, and I've loved what she was doing and posting on social media. So I got the book and started doing the same. And there are some really, really good recipes in here, especially for entertaining type breads. If you want like a yummy cheesy bread to share at a party, there's a recipe in here for that. And it teaches you the foundations of yeasted breads, which is so important. Teaches you the difference between active yeast and rapid rise yeast and all of those different things. And you learn what's too dense, what's underproved, what's overproved. This book really helped me level up my bread game. And I'm a very serious bread girl. So definitely recommend this one if you like to bake, especially if you like to bake bread or yeasted products. The last book and the ultimate book, if you can only buy one cookbook for the rest of your life, I would recommend the book Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. I got this book actually very recently. This is the most recent cookbook that I have purchased, probably 2 years ago, 2023, and I use it once a week. I've learned so much about flavor balancing. I had all these foundational elements, but I wasn't quite always hitting the flavors that I wanted. And salt, fat, acid, heat breaks all those four components down into really interesting sections with some recipes. So, how much should you be salting? Most of us are probably undersalting our food. It makes a big difference when you add more salt to your food. And, with acid, how to balance the acids with the fats, and with fats, how to make sure you're not getting things that are too fatty when you have a really fatty cut of meat, and how to make sure it's broken down well. Phenomenal book. Highly, highly recommend it. If that's the one cookbook you only buy, that's the one you should buy. What are some of your favorite cookbooks? I would love to know. Please drop a comment below. I'm always looking for something fun to do in the kitchen, so please let me know what those cookbooks are. If you liked this video or got something from it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely check out those links in the description or the pinned comment to sign up for my upcoming course. I hope you have a fantastic day.